I'm having a wonderful day. This life like to live is a blessing for me. Today the dreams will be on me. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey, I'm having a wonderful day. This life like to live is a blessing for me. Today the dreams will be on me. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey.
Welcome, good people.
What's happening, my brothers?
Welcome to Peep Game Presents live at 5 with me, your man SRD, and my main man 100 grand, Big Muggs.
Big Mus. Salam alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam.
What's good with you?
Can't call it, man. Ready to pick up where we left off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But before we go into where we exactly left off, I want to read something called "To Be Black in America."
Okay.
To be
Where
black
you get this from?
Huh?
Where you get this piece from? You wrote it?
Oh, yeah, I wrote it. This is my piece.
Okay. All right. Let me listen to it.
I was going to see if I could slip it past you.
All right.
Yeah. So you made me have to reveal that part. All right. To be black in America is to be brought on a boat from Africa into a new land and become another man's slave. To be black in America is to be made afraid to be brave. To be black in America is to stand, pardon me, people. To be black in America is to stand helpless while the master rapes your wife. To be black in America is to be brought and sold and to be used as a commodity in place of the gold. To be black in America is to end up broke and broken after making other people wealthy once you grow old. To be black in America is to accept a lie even after you have been given proof of the truth. To be black in America is to overlook all common sense and obvious proof because challenging the master is something blacks can't do. To be black in America is to be hung from a tree, lifeless body swinging in the breeze. To be black in America is to be helpless when the police kick in your door. And this action happens whether you're rich or poor. To be black in America is to make large sums of money for someone else at the expense of losing yourself. To be black in America is to be forced to apologize when deep in your heart you know otherwise. To be black in America is having to pretend you're weak to make someone else feel strong. To be black in America is to be used by another to mislead your own. To be black in America is to be tricked into using your God-given talent to promote murder, drugs, sex, while referring to yourselves as niggers, bitches, and hoes, and not to feel shame because the ultimate goal is to secure some fame. The saddest part about being black in America is many of us are claiming black as a people when black is just a word and black as a people don't even exist legally. That's my take about, the title of us being black and remaining black. That's just a synopsis of what comes along with the blackness. Now, now I have some other stuff that, that I'm going to get into a little later, but this thing about the black thing is a real serious issue, based on it being promoted by, like, okay, since supposedly we were supposedly brought here, we've been Negroes, we've been colored, we've been Black, African American. So it's at some point we have to wonder, why have we been having so many different names, and why has it been our opposition has been the opposite of black? The opposite of black is white. The opposite of good is evil. And we've been placed on the evil part, and the opposition, who the government and some wealthy individuals created a paradigm that would keep us from really acknowledging who we are as a people, and keep other people feeling like, okay, we're inferior. And not even knowingly feeling that way, just based on the paradigm and the dynamics of how things have been set up. You were saying that, if we don't call ourselves black, we're separating ourselves. And I want to, I want to play this to kind of further my point of how we are being portrayed, and why I think it's so important that we as a people become make not make black so big, but make it so small that we are more than that. You know what I mean? It has defined us to a point, but it has a lot of negative condescendings. And sure, we have been able to make some of it positive, but when it really counts, it doesn't hold. That's why I said the last part of it is a people that don't exist legally. Legally, when it comes to existing, it don't exist. We don't have political or economic power based on who we acknowledge ourselves as, and that's truly important to a people if they really want to grow beyond where they are at, and that's for us who want, and many of us are striving to get past the many obstacles that have been placed before us. I want everyone to listen to this. And people, when you come on, stay on, because we're guaranteed to give you something that's gonna enlighten your mind, something that's gonna touch you, something that's gonna give you a whole different outlook than what you already have. That's the goal. We all need to grow. And if we're afraid to grow, then, as my brothers say, we not truly living. But here we go.
How are they gonna bring you down? Look at our artists at the end. Look at Unsung. How every artist that reached the peak at the end didn't have shit. That's a plan. I like Kevin Hart. I see his excitement, his enthusiasm about, oh shit, look at me, look what I'm doing. But it's the plan they have for your ass, bro. That's what you got to get ready for. One of my pains with Richard was, and when we did Superman, and Marvin Gaye was in London at that time trying to find himself. And them two brothers sat on the floor getting high, but they had went past the high. They was looking at the fact that what they was doing was not so much wrong, but they knew people wouldn't understand it. And to watch them two sit there and cry over, damn, look at what we doing. I mean, cried. And it was a point, I'm just standing there looking at them, was like, are they bullshitting? But they wasn't. And when we left London, in LAX, we heard Marvin Gaye was killed. It was April Fool's Day, we heard it. And that was one of the few times I seen him really get upset over why would they say some shit like that on the radio. We didn't know that was true. So a week after we seen that he was killed. And then Richard burned, you know. So you've seen how those things, you know. Yeah. You've seen their pain, but at the same time, see, when you have money, your people, their attitude is, you rich. What the fuck is really your problem? Not only that, what people don't understand about the wealth, it can make you trip out. You see it. You see these men and women sit around with this wealth, and they know when they try to talk to their people, I just want to know, what can I get? The fuck what you talking about? Right. What can I get? And even if they turned you on to it, you would turn your back on them. They know that. It's a painful process. I remember when Richard did JoJo Dancer and how hard that was for him. It's the same for me because Flip is dead, and I seen how he was fucked over at the end, and his children. How was he left over? In terms of the moment he died, literally, the wealth was taken and gone. It's gone. It's not even a week. And everything that may have taken whatever amount of time to get there, it was gone within 1 week. You can't come in the house. None of the shit that was in the house, his personal belongings, when I say they, I mean white people, literally took everything. They took Flip's children's clothes. They took everything. And that's what I would share with the Kevin Harts and all of them, because you think while you're young, you're making this money, you got it. They're not waiting while you're young. They wait for you to get sick and dead. So wait, I recall you said that Flip tried to flex that he like owned his home. No, he owned his home. Grand Central Market downtown LA, when you see how big that shit is, the homes, the buildings that was right. He took me to shit that he owned. And so how do we end up his stuff being taken? Because the reason you can take it is who else know you got it? You ain't let nobody black know you got it. You certainly not let nobody in your family got it. We are under the understanding of this is in the will, but you put your enemy in charge of the will. Who's doing the paperwork? That's who do the paperwork. Your kids don't know. In your mind, they'll get this at the end, but they don't know. Why not let them know now so that you can continue to guide them while you know? So you're going to wait till you die and say, it's not going to go that way. It's not going. Oprah she don't have any kids. She don't have any family. Where does that wealth go to? Now, in her mind, while she's living, my will is directed like this. Your ass is dead now. You think we going to follow that shit? No. It's just in our minds while we living. And they know us better than we know ourselves. That's the drag in it. When you see, they know. It's already laid out. And with Flip, I became aware of it because he showed me the wealth. I remember we was in Texas, and we was driving across the country, and he pulled up to this dude ranch in Texas. And as far as your eyes could see, there was cattle. And so it's like, okay, here we go. And he like came off the road in Texas, and he's driving, maybe 2 miles to get to the dude's house, what they called it. And we got there, and I'm in my mind, okay, we getting to go with this bullshit, fucking around with these white people in Texas. You know that shit is wrong. You're not really fucking like that. And when we got up there, the white boy said, hey, Mr. Wilson, it was his shit. He just looked, he said, this is mine. And your eyes could not see the end of it. But his children was, if you're rich, we're kind of rich. Richard unmasked his fortune. Jennifer is in control of it. She's in control of the money. He has children. She's in control of the history. I like Kevin Hart. I see his excitement, his enthusiasm about, oh shit, look at me, look what I'm doing. But it's the plan they have for your ass, bro. That's what you got to get ready for. That shit right there, not you making money. That's the given. It's what. How are they gonna bring you down? Look at our artists at the end. Look at unsung. How every artist that reached the peak at the end didn't have shit. That's a plan. Because they didn't get together to say, hey, at the end of our careers, we're going to be broke. That was orchestrated. And sometimes we just don't want to accept that. Since I've been here in Georgia, I've been here for a year, maybe a couple of months. And I been made, we are awakened to the fact that how intertwined we are with them. And there's a side, there's a part of say, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Make your money with who you can make it with. But it doesn't mean don't pay attention. And that's what happens. We get to a point where we don't pay attention. We just don't pay attention. And we have all the excuses in the world. I made more money here than with any. We get that. So that's the problem. That's not a problem. It's like you would like Kevin Hart to know. And I think I told the brother, I asked him, I said, where's Kevin Hart now? And he thought I was talking about physically. And I said, no, not physically. Where is he at physically at in the world right now? And he said, St. Lucia. I said, yeah. How you know that? I said, because it's on the machine. He's taking pictures. Me and my wife here. You don't think you can be robbed over there? I can get a ticket and come over there and rob your ass right in St. Louis. I hit you in your fucking head right there where nobody think it's going to happen. But you think, I'm here and it's good. And even your security that you may or may, they don't have nothing to protect you. They just probably some big niggas that you can't beat up and you think that's what makes you security. Because you can't whip their ass. But that's not security. You can be touched right there. So why are you letting us know where you at? Take your wife, take your kids, have a vacation, enjoy yourself. Don't put it on the machine. Don't broadcast it. So now I can rob you in St. Louis, Lucia. I can rob your house up here. But it's not us that's robbing your house. It's them that's robbing it because of all the security shit that you have set up. You set that up with them. And that's who's robbing you. We just gonna get the blame.
Okay. Now, what was your thoughts about that, brother? What was your thoughts?
Well, it's see, this is the thing, bro. You got time zones and you got affiliation. You got people are in the business. It's like people in the entertainment business is a different world, bro. It's a different world. And we untie ourselves. We untie ourselves. And this is my biggest argument with whether how you want to identify yourself or what have you. You have these people be lost because cats like you want to identify us to something else, and we don't even know what that is. We don't even know what that is, but we just want to attach to something. When we have something, it's not them who define us. It's us who define us, bro. It's us who define us. When we get money like that, and like he said, they family don't know they got money. People does that, bro. People good in their own zone, and this what we spoke about that. They move away. They become something else. They detach themselves from being black, Negro, this and that. And don't you know that we fought to change those names? They just didn't call us. If it was up to them, we'll still be called nigger on applications. We fought to change those names, bro. We had movements to change off of them applications, calling us that and affiliating us with that thing. We chose that, bro. Black was chosen from the Panthers of their movement, not because of the color of skin, because of the movement. That's where black came from, bro. Black came from the Panthers because they wore all black, not because of the skin tone, bro. It didn't come from the skin tone. It came from a movement of what was happening then. What he's talking about is the industry. That's what happens in the industry when you go in the industry in desperateness to be successful. And you want to do good business, but the industry don't do good business. So you got to pick and choose, bro. You have to pick and choose of how you want to do things because you do got something that could change your life. Now, if you put back into your peoples or the community that can change things and you stay affiliated with it, things will be different, like he said. Richard put his wife in charge of things. Some people have their spouses or their family involved with all those type of transactions. And so everybody don't end up like that. So that's a different thing. It's like if you work at a job and you putting all your money into the job and they taking out your money. And now you decide you wanted to leave and they clip you for your money. Same thing. Same thing. It's the same exact thing. They clip you. It's like right now you want to take something out the 401k, they're gonna clip you for it. They're clipping you for it. So that's the corporation of this country that we in. This is what the corporation do. They tax the heck out of us. They take advantage of us, and they use it. That's the system for everybody. I don't think because we're calling ourselves something, you make it seem like we're calling ourselves something to make us a worse of people. And I don't agree with that, bro. We because and black didn't come from then for us to be called black. And you gotta do the research on
Black
um
Christian Code, 17 something. It's a Black Christian Code. And that wasn't from the Panthers. That was the Christian Code, Black Christian Code. I got to look it up for the date. I had the date probably
that ain't when
the
we
next time.
started calling ourselves black, bro.
But it was already out there, though.
But
This is what I'm saying.
we didn't take on black until 69 with the Panthers, bro. That's when we took on Black Panthers. That's when we took on
Okay.
that dominance. And
All
that
right.
was because of a situation, bro.
Okay. Now,
It's just like what year was that when Jay dropped that album and started calling and started using the word nigger? When he put that back and everybody started using that word and he was on the interview and they was like, why would you want to call yourself and people fought like this and fought like that and did like this? And he was like, that definition that they have don't have me in that state. You're making it seem like we're taking the word black and we're hypnotized to it, so we're gonna continuously do like this. And
and then
you
you're exactly right. That's
but
exactly
you're
what I
looking at,
believe.
but you know what? It don't matter, bro. What you call yourself, bro. You don't think the
You,
Moorish or any other people getting treated like, well, okay, when the
uh,
original people was calling themselves who you say they was calling themselves, how did they get treated? And they wasn't being
listen.
called black.
What I'm saying is this: there's legal ramifications and there's social ramifications. I'm more focused right now on the social ramifications, as you just said. When you say we took that on for a movement, a black movement. Now look what happened to the Panthers. Look, as the Black Panthers, look what happened to them. They got dismantled.
They didn't get dismantled.
They got
They didn't get
dismantled.
dismantled, bro. They got abandoned by a people who was in a different state of mind, bro. Back then,
Okay.
they didn't get
What I'm
abandoned.
saying to
They
you,
didn't get dismantled. They got abandoned, bro.
ultimately, they got dismantled. Abandoned, dismantled, they still got dismantled. We can play semantics, but at the end of the day, they
Bro,
if
they still
okay,
exist to
hold up,
today.
listen,
They
listen.
still exist to today, bro.
They listen what I'm saying.
They still exist today, bro.
The new Black Panther Party. I
They
hear what you're
still
saying.
exist today, bro.
I heard the new Black Panther Party. However, the thing is this: what's happening, and I'm not just looking at it from what he said, what the brother was saying from the entertaining point of view. I'm looking at it from what he said when he said the white people. You know what I mean? The white people took it, and these are, and it just happens to be that the people that come at you, which is the top business people and the government that comes after you, they just happen to identify as white. Now, you don't think in Flip Wilson's case, a bunch of white random people who identify as white ran up in his crib? No, the government took his stuff. And this is the thing about claiming something because we're comfortable with it, and it puts us at a mind that, yeah, this is ours. This, we got this. Like Jay claiming nigger. Okay, if you go claim nigger, then you should be comfortable with anybody and everybody using it, because it should be something that you're proud of. And the fact that you're not comfortable with people who identify as white calling you it, then tells you that, okay, you want to have some power to use a word, but you don't want to have power to govern yourself? Come on,
No, 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 no.
what kind
See,
of asinine
that
thought
that
pattern
yeah,
is that?
that's not even in the same subject, bro. Just
It
because you
is.
have listen, bro, just because you take a power of a word and you feel people can control you with, and you invert that and say that has no control of me, I could say that, but you can't. You can't say that. And I got people, and I could justify when you cannot say that. For what
But
you
you don't.
saying it for, hold up, bro. For
Go
what
ahead.
you saying for, you cannot say that. That's not keeping us in anything. You making us so weak and making us seem so weak. And listen, the people in the group of people that you're talking about, they were weak and they were taken advantage of. And they're weak now. And it's the same situation. And now, if that's so much the case, bro, it'll be abroad. If so much strength is there and so much identification is there, it'll be abroad. But they too is scared. They too is scared of the corporations, and they too is scared of the so-called government. Because if not, they will be making moves at those who identify themselves as niggers and Negroes and black, that made a move, that did the movement, didn't, why the movement didn't work, why it never works, bro, because the people abandons them, bro. That's why it doesn't work, because our unity is not glued, bro. That's why
And
things
why is
don't work, bro.
okay? So why hold on to something, as you just said? Here you saying the people will separate by telling them, okay, black is not a legal term to be identifying yourself at. They'll separate. But you're already saying they already separated. They won't band together for what? Why? Because black comes with a mentality. Some people can rise above that mentality, but a lot of people don't. And
Okay,
nigga,
what
listen, hold
mentality
up.
it
Let me
comes
let
with
me
you?
finish. Let me
So you
finish. Let me
still
finish.
identifying
Let me
yourself
finish.
as what?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Even as you said, use a nigger. When you use a nigger, you saying, I got the power to say you can't use it. Really? Do you got the power? No. All you got the power to do is check them when they use it in front of you, because you can't stop them from using it when they're in their homes saying it. And it's in their minds, and in their minds, and they're looking at you when they talk about it, even if they don't say it out of their words, because it's equated to a mindset. This is what I want everyone to realize. It's not about me looking at us as weakling. It's about us making ourselves appear to be weak by holding on to something that is tied with weakness. It's tied with weakness. At the end of the day, black is, when you say Black History Month, it goes to African American. When it goes to African American, it goes to slaves. And when it goes to slaves, it goes to people who were weak, who were able to be conquered by other people. So we keep rotating that cycle. We
Bro,
keep going
I
through that
don't agree.
cycle.
Hold on. First, I don't agree with that weak stuff. You see, you didn't live in those times and you ain't live under those conditions, bro. But I'm sure you felt the pressure of those government officials, or even the police officials, putting pressure on you, bro, and you couldn't do nothing. I'm sure you felt that, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, did that make you weak? That made you submissive to the situation, and you wanted to go about it in another manner. That's why you're doing things in the manner what you're doing right now.
And
That's
there
why
and
you
there and there
bookworming, so you could go about it in a
and there
different
you go.
manner.
And
Now,
there you go.
and there are some of us who be like an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we know that that entity, that business, and that government, they ain't trying to sit down with you and listen to do nothing, bro. They ain't trying to listen to you, bro. They
So
don't care
so
about they don't even care
so
about their
you're happy.
uniforms.
You happy with saying, since they not going to sit down and listen to me, I'm happy with calling myself a nigga because that gives me power.
That
You
don't
happy
that
with
nah,
that?
bro. That's you saying that,
Or
and
I'm
you
happy.
and
You
listen.
just said
You
that.
should no,
You
I
just
did not.
said
I didn't.
no.
Bro,
You
I did
just
not say
said
that, bro.
you
What
just
you're
said
doing.
that
Listen,
Jay
you
made an
can't make an
album.
example. Let me talk, bro. You
Go ahead.
can't make an example twisting words, bro. I'm giving you actual fact, bro. You trying to connect something to us and make us feel like the world is the way it is because what we call ourselves. And I call that another step. Brother, this is what you could do. If you want to unite people, bro, it's like different. What's the biggest, the people is the biggest separation. How do you unite the biggest of how we identify ourselves as being black, Negro? How do you unite them in America? What brings them together? What will get them to listen? Give me a tool. If you give me a tool that you feel that will bring everybody together, and I'm gonna give you a tool that will bring them all together and make them listen and make them attentive to what you're saying.
Listen, listen. I'm well aware that hip hop is
I
a
ain't talking
tool that
about
can be
hip hop,
used.
bro. I'm
Now,
not.
what?
I'm not
Now,
talking
now, now,
about hip
now,
hop, bro.
now. The other
That's a
thing is this. The
generation.
other thing.
I
The
said
other.
all the
Listen.
people.
Okay. So the thing is this. First of all, before you can accept who you are, you got to know who you're not. You can't accept who you are because you still caught on being who you think you are. You heard what the brother said? The brother said they know us better than we know ourselves. What do you think that means? They know who we are when we don't even know who we are. That's how they play us, but they got us thinking it's about the color of our skin. And
Bro, do you know who
and
you
we
are?
play, listen, and we play into it. We play into it because we still accept a title that's a color.
You know
We
what?
accept that.
You know what it sounds like to me?
Go
It
ahead.
sounds like to me that you can't accept the fact in 2024 that we making these type of decisions, and you still think that they're based on because we still in a certain mental state.
What type
And
of
because
decisions are you talking about? What type of
hold
decisions?
the decisions of being mischief, the decision of being separated, decision of I'm doing me, decision of I ain't into none of that. Bro, people are individually making their own decisions. It ain't based on you making it seem like we still captive and based in this mentality that's from back in the day, bro. When you yourself, who do you call yourself? Who are you? Where you from? Where you from, brother?
I am a Moroccan Moor.
So you get
That's
your bloodline. You
that's
got
what
bloodline.
that's what
That,
I
that
that's what I
or
that's
is that
and
you choosing,
let
or
me
you got
finish.
proof for that?
This is what I decided. This
Oh,
wasn't a
what you
book. This
decided?
wasn't and
You decided.
based on and based on documentation that gives me an identity other than an African American. Based on documentation, I can look at me being one of the only people in this country who says you from Africa. This everybody else is tied to a land, they tied to a language, and their nationality identifies them from that land. We are the only people in this land that don't identify with a land as a people. We can say we're African, but nobody call themselves a continent. Everybody's tied to a country, a country. So there is a country called Morocco. So I can say that's my destination, and I
Bro,
can feel
what was it called before Morocco, Aki? It wasn't always called Morocco.
before it was called African. It was Akibaland.
No, it
Before
was
it was
not
called
Morocco, bro. Hold on,
Akibaland.
I'm talking about Morocco, bro.
Listen, what I'm talking about, you can tell me what you called it. What was it called? What was it called?
It wasn't called Morocco,
What was it called?
It wasn't called Morocco,
What
bro.
you tell me what it's not? Tell me what it was called.
Bro, I can't remember the name, but it wasn't
Okay,
called Morocco.
all right.
But
Being
it
that
wasn't
you
called
keep,
Morocco. But
but
I will.
the reality
Hold on.
is this though.
The reality is this, bro. You talking about, and then all those people that you're talking about is not even identified as or as being of our um 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 our how you want to say
Ethnicity?
black ethnicity of people, Aki.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? So
remember,
now if they're tied to a land and you have document and now you want to be tied to a land and you want to say that, but we ain't tied to a land when we say Africa when it was just one continent before it got colonized. We're not tied to that. So that's what you're saying. We're not tied to Asian manner. So when we say that we're not tied to just because they manipulated it and separated it, we're not tied to that. That's not
what
our
I'm
group.
no, listen what I'm saying to you.
That's
You
what you just
have a
said.
no, I'm saying to you, you have a specific destination that you can tie yourself to rather than just the mass of land. You know
Bro, just
Morocco is
because
in
you
Africa.
was talking
You know
about
Morocco is in
colonizing and
Africa.
separating the land yourself. So it was one land, bro. That's they doing.
And, and,
You still tied
and
to that land.
okay, so being that the colonists took the land, don't you? Why you're not asking what was America called prior to being called America? Why are you concerned of what Morocco was
I'm
called?
not because you know why? It's the colonists also took Morocco or whatever you saying. They took that
Okay,
too. They took
now,
that too. So where are they now? Where are they now? So they letting us suffer all this time and be in this situation when we got a piece of land and we could be governed and nobody don't know because they sitting over here. So we watching our leaders die, fight for America, and they sitting over there with a treaty and with some land, and they sitting on it, and they know this, and they letting us go through this.
okay, now look at the problem I'm having. Look at the problem, and we look alike. You know what I mean? And I'm having a problem to tell people that look like me that you're not what they've been calling you. If they can hold up, let me finish. If they can lie about the land, what makes you even conceive that they wouldn't lie about who you are for that very reason that you just said, that so that you don't rise up and be able to start governing yourselves, because with the treaty, you are not acknowledged as black. You are not acknowledged as African American. You're not acknowledged as a person of color. So how can you claim something when you claiming the wrong identity? France was over here in 1952. United States versus France. France versus United States. They were over here trying to some degree, manipulate the circumstances because France knew who we were, and they were trying to say, because they were supposed to be, for lack of a better word, power of attorney. They were supposed to be managing our estate because we had gave up our government and started to be governed by the colonists. So there's documentation. I'm not just pulling something out my anus.
There,
This
bro.
is
Listen,
documentation. There's
there's
documentation to
documentation.
prove it. There's documentation to prove what I'm saying. And once you do a deep dive and you look at, okay, what would make more sense if it's like, if you had if I owned your house, or let's put it this way, you owned the house. I came to the house and I put my name on the deed. Now, and you messed around and bumped your head and got amnesia, and all of a sudden you couldn't remember your name. Now, when it comes, and all you saying is, this is my house, this is my house, but you can't remember your name. So on the documentation, you can't get that house back because you don't remember who you are. And that's what's happening to us. We can't get our land back because we don't remember who we are. We're claiming somebody that we're not. So all the power and everything that comes with us claiming our true identity, we avoid from that. We avoid from that. And that's why it's so important, because we're entitled to govern ourselves. We entitled to be able to have our land and to tax the individuals who are now taxing us. This is
Let me ask
this
you
is
something.
what's crazy about it.
Let me ask you a
Do
question.
right. And do you think they want us to know that? Do you think the
I don't
government
think they
and
care.
the
I
government,
think they care if you know or not, bro.
listen, trust me when I tell you, the
Go ahead.
government and the business people know exactly what they're doing and they know why they are doing it.
You
Why do
ain't
you
asked
think
me that.
why do
You
you
said
no
you
what?
bro, they don't care. They don't
Why
care,
should they
bro.
look,
They don't listen, let me
hold
ask
up?
you something.
Why should they
Okay?
care about a people who running around calling themselves
That
black?
that ain't
Why
what they
should they
care
care
about.
about that?
What they
Why should
care
they even
about,
care?
what you see them doing in the world. They don't care about that, bro. They don't care what you call yourself running around or doing that, bro. They killing people, wiping them out. They don't care about that, bro. They
We
don't
killing
care how
people
you feel.
too. We
Now,
killing people too,
hold
right?
it. Do you
We
think?
killing people
Do
too,
you
but who we
think?
killing?
Do you think? Do you think, bro? Don't get on their side now, bro.
No,
Do
no,
you
but
think?
you
Stay
say
on the
we
right
killing
side, bro.
people.
Do
We
you think
capable of
every
killing too.
life is gonna be given and tossed every day because
All
we're
right,
people.
but the
We're
reality
humanity.
is,
But
you
they're
say
killing people in massive and taking possession of possessions that they don't own and everything in a massive
okay,
equivalent all around
all
the
right,
world and at the same
okay,
time. Okay? They
and
doing some
why
massive
are
stuff,
they able
bro.
to do that?
Why are they able to do that? Because they
Right.
put themselves in a position to do that. They
And
put
how did they
themselves in a
and
position
how
to
did
do
they
that.
put themselves in a position? You know the history of the country. How
You
did they
know
put
how they
themselves
did
in a
that,
position?
bro? By unifying with foreign governments. By unifying with foreign governments and
As white
controlling the.
people,
Hold on,
hold
listen.
up. As
Hold
white people,
and no, all kind, bro.
as
Foreign,
white
bro.
people,
Other than white people, bro. You got 5 mega countries, bro. Now,
countries, right?
in order,
Countries,
listen, and
king.
at a time that will come to aid, control its outskirts. So whatever we do right here, nobody's coming to their aid because we got control of these outskirts right here. So we're gonna keep these communications. We got so much communication and knowledge now because we got the internet. But back then we ain't had that type of communication, bro. So people ain't know what's going on all the way over on that side of the country, over on that side of the country, and over on that side of the country. So that when they was being oppressed and kept and captive and going through everything, we didn't know. We just living because they're putting something in front of us, making us feel like when a person comes over here, why they want to come to America? Because over here they getting oppressed. They killing them outright. Over here, we falling under a policy, but we still got a chance. I can still
Do
live
we
my
know
life.
that? Do
I can still live my life. I can
and
go
that,
do what I want to do.
that's the mentality why they are still doing what they're doing because that mentality that you have, like that
And
mentality you
I'm
described.
telling you how it
That
is.
no. Listen
I'm
to what I'm
telling you
saying
how
to
it
you.
is.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. At the end of the day, those individuals that you name countries. They go by a people in a country. We don't have a country. You can't really in good conscience, hold up. You
Bro,
can't really
we
in
gotta,
good
bro.
conscience
I don't
call
agree with
no,
that, bro. I do
listen
not
what
agree with that, bro, at
yeah,
all.
listen, what's our country? What's our
Africa,
country then?
bro. Africa, bro.
Africa's not a country. It's a
It's a
continent.
continent, right? That's right. And
Okay.
it's ours.
So
And
so
it's ours, bro. And honor its countries, bro. That's our
Okay,
land, bro.
so why wouldn't you identify with a country rather than identify with a continent? Why do you
Because I got a
question?
continent
Why
of
do you
people. Why would I
question?
separate myself for a small body of people when it's a large body of us, bro? That's another separation. That
See,
means like just
now
because they got this list, I got a pass to go in this spot. So you're gonna claim my clique so you can get in this spot and disconnect your clique to all the way over here because you saying they can't identify themselves or they don't got no identity. That doesn't make sense.
it
It
doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense.
sense, bro.
How does it
And
make
when the
sense?
people from Morocco come from that continent, they come from that continent, bro.
They come from that continent, but they also tie into that land.
They
This is the
tie into the
thing.
land here. I understand that. But that ain't what
Okay,
you're saying. You're saying for
how you
us,
telling me what I'm saying?
because I'm
You just
listening.
interrupt
You
me.
telling
I
us
just
that
told you.
don't
I
call
just told
ourselves,
you.
don't
You
call
rather
ourselves that. You're telling us that we're this people. How you know we're that people? You don't know that.
how do you know you? How do you know that you're black?
How do I know I'm black?
And how do you? Yeah, how
Because
did you come to know that you're black?
what's the definition of black? You've been
Pull it
saying it
up.
all day.
Let's pull it up.
Forget
No, I
that
want
pulling
you
up.
to
What's
pull
the
it up.
definition of a black? Being oppressed,
It's it,
being
it's a
unequality,
as
disadvantaged
a
of.
people. It's a color.
Bro,
It's
listen,
not even a
it's
noun.
a situation, bro. You putting it as a color, and you think we identifying ourselves as a color. We identifying ourselves to oppression, bro. That's
Okay.
tied to
So
oppression, bro.
okay. Now,
And in
now,
order for us
now,
to change that
hold
oppression,
up.
and
Good,
in
good.
order for us to change that oppression, bro, we got to
Change
deal
the
with the
change.
situation. We got to
Right.
deal with the situation at
And
hand,
what is the
and that's what you
situation?
see. That's what
And
you're
what is the
seeing
situation?
nowadays, bro.
What is the situation? Look what you just said. Listen to what you just said. Black is tied to oppression. You just said it out of your own mouth. Black is tied to oppression. So, if something that is tied to oppression and people can't seem to ever get from it, why would you keep holding on to something that's oppressing you? Why would you keep holding
Bro,
on to something
you see
that's,
people
hold
can't
up,
get from it? Do you see people can't get from it?
what?
Do you know the definition of people can't get from oppression? Do you own your own house, bro? Is you living in America paying taxes owning your house?
Individuality
Bro,
is not
listen,
what we're talking about. We're not talking.
individuality is a separation from the
We
unity of the people.
the unity. You already know that black people are not unified. So even to use that word unity when you use black people, it doesn't even make sense because you just said out of your own mouth that the reason the Panthers didn't survive because the black people didn't support them. So all of that with that mindset is a condition that comes with acknowledging yourself as black. Just like if you acknowledge yourself as a clown, you ain't gonna want to say you're a clown, no matter what how you twist it. People gonna look at you as some type of clown, something to play with, something to entertain. That's what comes with black. We may not want to accept it for ourselves, but other people around us accept it as
And so
such.
you're saying if I call myself a Morocco or Moroccan, my life gonna be different.
What I'm saying to you is your mind's going to be different.
Why
And
my
once you
mind gonna
check,
be different? I'm the
once
same
you
person. I'm just agitating it. Now I gotta find a people. Who is these people? What is they what they do? Where are
there,
they?
now you start looking
Where
for.
are they?
Now you
And
start looking.
but then we gotta find out, is we really tied to them? Is we
You
really tied to them? Because you
is
don't
you
know, because your
is you really
bloodline
tied
goes
to
so much in the United States. Your
what happened?
bloodline is so thick into the generations of the United States. You can't. It's hard for you to trace your blood. Your blood gonna come back from over there, over there, over there. DNA from over there and
So
over there.
so
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 you
so
don't even
so
know who
so
you are. It's only who you
so
choose to be, brother.
so tell me something, brother. You're comfortable being labeled as an African American, a black person who was ancestors were taken from Africa and brought to America to be slaves for 400 years, and you're comfortable being a descendant of that.
I'm not comfortable, but I accept it. You're comfortable with being a descendant of people that gave away the land, let the land be taken, go up in the hills, stay in the hills, watch the rest of the generation be tortured, knocked down, and everything else instead of building a coalition to keep that whatever they had going and let it dissolve, and now trying to inch little by little and convince a people that's in another mentality that been left out in the wilderness to wander for themselves and make it individually in the United States. You're comfortable with that.
I'm getting ready to tell you, obviously, I'm not comfortable with it because if I was comfortable with it, I wouldn't be here speaking on how we became what we is because you got to remember, there's always fighters. There's always those who want to progress. Those, and all you have to do is once you get the individuals who are ready
How
to
you do it?
progress,
It's how you
and
do it.
once you get the individuals who are ready to progress, to be separated from the other individuals because of technology, propaganda, and all other types of devices to separate the people. Don't think that it happened by, okay, as you said, people were weak. People may have been weak-minded, or people may have been trusting. And at the end of the day, the same way we're being used now as black people, we were being used then. And that's the thing that we have to address and accept. You say you don't like it, but you accept it.
No,
And that's
this
and
what
that's
I don't like. The approach is off to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an attack on us, bro. And I take it because yeah, I call myself black. You feel
but you
me?
under
So
attack.
so
Isn't you
so
under attack?
so yeah, because you're making it seem like I'm a dummy sitting here and I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know what they did, and I'm sitting here and I'm identifying with all the things that they label me as. That label comes afterwards. Every time something happens in our community, then the label comes and then they put the camera on us. Every time something happens, if something good happened, they don't put the camera on us. They don't label us. But when something bad happens, then the cameras come on and then they label us, brother. That's how that goes. It ain't
Okay,
follow us to label us,
propaganda.
bro. And that only to
Propaganda.
show the world to make them identify, not us, bro. We don't identify with they manifesting, man. We
Why
don't take
don't
that
you?
on what they
Why
manifesting, bro.
if you listen, if you love being black more than you hate the conditions of black people, then you identifying with what they said. Because at the end of the day, you out of your own mouth said black is a condition. And it's a mind conditioning as well. So if it's a mind condition and a condition that you're in, how do you change that? In order to change that condition, you got to let that go. You got to be able to say, look, yo, I'm above that. That's what they
So
acknowledge me
so
as. And
so
I used to acknowledge
we
myself
can't
as
say we
I'm
above it if
more than
we
that.
so we
I'm
can't
more
say we
than that.
above it if we black. We gotta
Huh?
identify. We gotta call ourselves something totally different and say I'm above that.
Say you more than that.
So I gotta say, in order for me to be a high scientist, you got high engineers, you got people that send people into space, you got all these black people that did magnificent things that identified themselves as black, but they should have said, "I'm not black."
Sure. If you're gonna say you don't, these people you're talking about, a lot of these people don't identify. They won't identify. You identify them as black, but they
Bro,
won't
how
identify
you
as
know how
anything.
you that's your own judgment saying these people don't identify. That's your
You
own
but it's
judgment,
your
bro.
own judgment saying that they do.
Bro, I read a lot of their bios that said I am a black American. I did this in X, Y, Z and X, Y, and Z.
And who wrote the
During Black History Month, one year I did a Black History segment on all the black women, all the black women, the first pilot, all the black women that was in power. You know, you understand?
okay,
And all the things they created. So I had to read all their bio, put all that stuff together in order to put that thing out there. And I learned so much. I
okay.
learned so much.
Tell me that. Go ahead.
And the relationship between their mentality and the struggles that they went through because people identified and try to link them to a negative part of being a black American. They try to link them to being black American negative this and negative, but they proved them all wrong. But still said, I am a black American. But
Why?
this is who I am.
Why?
This is who I am. I'm not your definition of what you're saying. Yeah, I'm one of those who identify through the change and the stuff that you put me through, and through how your policy try to oppress me. I'm one of those people. I am one of those
That's
people.
your Michael Jacksons, your Jay Z's, your Oprah Winfrey's, your Tyler Perry's. But you're talking about significant people who were able to overcome the mentality of being black when 85% of the people won't ever reach those climates because they're stuck at that black mentality,
In your
that
opinion,
Negro mentality.
in
My
your
opinion,
opinion, in
my
your
opinion,
opinion,
in my
in your
opinion,
opinion.
absolutely, in
I
my
don't see that
opinion,
out there, bro.
you
I don't see that at all, bro.
listen. When you
I don't
say
see that
when
out there at all, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Where do you see that at? Where do you see the people? The way you describe us, bro. Where you see
it's
people like that?
listen what I'm saying to you. You misconstruing the thought pattern as me downing the people. It's never about downing the
No,
people.
I'm trying
It's
to connect your definition of our actions of calling ourselves black tied to all the negativity that you're describing, saying that our mentality stays right there because we are identifying ourselves with that. I want that. I don't see that, bro. I do not see that.
How do you listen? How do you not see that by acknowledging yourself as black opens you up for regardless how you see yourself, because we've always saw ourselves as more, many of us see ourselves as more, but when the time comes for jurisdiction or certain government agencies, that's out the window.
I don't care what you call yourself. That's
It's,
out the window. This what you're
listen,
not getting, bro.
listen.
I don't care
What?
what you call yourself, bro.
See. This is the
That's out the
thing.
window.
This is the thing. You never tried it, so don't knock something you never
They
tried.
did
You
try
never
it. Didn't you
tried.
say they
No,
tried it?
no,
Didn't
they
you say
didn't.
they tried it? Ain't they
No,
trying it right
no,
now today?
no. I said
Ain't they
that they.
trying it right now today, bro?
Listen what I'm saying to you. I said that
The
there are
approach is the approach is wrong.
listen what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that there are individuals who acknowledge themselves as, like you said, uh, American, and then there's other people who denounce being American. You know what I mean? My thing is, I want us to realize just the difficulty of how can you say that black is a condition of oppression, but yet be proud to say, yeah, I'm a part of that condition. I'm a
I
proud.
was,
I'm
bro. It
part of that.
affects all of us because
I'm
it
proud of
didn't
that
go away.
oppression.
It didn't go away. If it's not happening to me, like you said, it's a unified thing. It's happening to another brother. He being oppressed by 5-0 or by the system or by whatever's going on. So it's still happening now today. And I identify with that because that's my brother. And I'm under those same guidelines. But just because I choose to go miles away and to go over here and not deal with none of that, because I do also have that choice. I have that choice. I have that much. It's like my man said, you can make all the money you want. You can make all the money you want. And
But
that's
what happens?
everybody. But
But what
then who
happens?
you in the bed with? Everybody ain't in the bed with somebody who gonna get them.
But how
Everybody
many
don't do business
stories?
like that.
Let's and what did he just say? Look at the what's that show he just said? Look at that show and you see
Unsung, unsung.
unsung. You see massive, you see more losses than wins. So
They
so
are artists, bro. That's the business of artistry. And
I
that,
mean,
you know what?
and that's part of
We could have changed that. Hold it. We
okay.
could have changed that. We could have changed that. But we didn't. We could have changed that right now when we get all the independent distribution and we're putting more artists out. But what do? We dictate the same thing that they're doing and we do it to ourselves. Because
And
now
why is that? Why
you
is
got a
that? Why
lot
do
of
we do it? Why do we do it to ourselves?
because you know what? Some people are, and a lot of people are like, they did it to me. I'm gonna get ahead. I'm gonna use whatever I got, and that's what I'm gonna do because I'm for myself. I ain't with none of that. I'm
Right.
looking out for me because
And
these people right here, I'm gonna secure me so I could go over here and I can lead this, and I ain't got to deal with none of this. That's why people are choosing because when you collectively get it, and you try to collectively get the people collectively, we don't get the people collectively. We separate the people collectively.
well, the
Be-
people, it's not that we don't try to get the people.
I ain't say that.
The people.
I didn't say
Listen,
that.
listen.
I didn't say that, bro.
I'm not even gonna take the blame of we separate the people. The people choose to separate themselves, just like they choose to come together. So once you give the people the information and you give them factual information, they have a choice. And if
It's
they
how
choose
you
not
give
to
it to them.
accept it,
It's how. Anybody can be influenced, brother. Anybody and everybody.
okay. So, but you
Everybody's
just
influenced to
now
something.
you're
You got
saying
influenced. You got influenced.
no.
Somebody
I didn't.
influenced you, bro. You
No,
had to get it had to catch
not
your
not for
interest.
not for
And
not for what for what I'm bringing you. It wasn't an influence with me because I was already on the thing of why are we the only people that don't have our own government? Why are we the only people that don't have a legal nationality? Those were the questions that I asked myself. So, and for people, and I don't separate myself from the people because I once used to be a person who claimed black and was proud to be black. However, once I started looking at it from a perspective that, okay, me claiming black, it's okay for me individually, I can do well. But as you said, what about my brothers who out there claiming black? What about my sisters who out there claiming black? Because there's a stigma attached to being black. If we don't want to accept it, then we're doing ourselves an injustice if we don't want to accept that being black comes with stipulations and it comes with certain situations that are negative. And we're not making it negative. The government and the big business make it negative. But we try to be positive. We try to overcome all the obstacles. Sure, we do. And so I don't want people to misconstrue that I'm thinking that it's the people's fault. No, only thing that I'm charging the people with is, look, there's a way out. And if you never tried this way, why not give it a shot before you shoot it down? At the end of the day,
Man,
listen to
everything is
this, listen to
based
this,
on
listen to this,
is best. Everything is based on presentation, man. It's a lot of
listen to
brothers.
this, listen to this.
Magic, really magic beyond the times that you needed. And your man leads you. Frederick, and your man, remember this. And your man leads you.
What happened?
I'm trying to find it. It got away from me.
Listen, it's like it's a lot of brothers, bro, right now that's pulling a lot of people together, and their approach.
And do you find it difficult to realize that your weakness lies inside my physical you admire in secret? Like, is my magic really magic beyond the times that you need it, or is it only applicable when you find it convenient? I'm only asking because this black girl magic was never something you cared about until you needed another word, new fashion, or hairstyle, or handout. Your hands out when we exist in a world you live in. And there's a difference because for us to continue, we need permission, see, because blue lives matter and all lives too. But Black Lives Matter is not in that all lives group. So why in the world would I ever share my magic with you? America, could you imagine the truth? We've been beaten, we've been bruised, and yet you cannot stop us. A country built on the backs that you stand on top of. America, how dare you try to rob us of our magic that's been put in time capsules since the beginning of our days. We have always been magical, and so I don't find it impractical that every black man will always frighten you in your foolishness because the blueprint will always be better than the duplicates, and you'll never know what to do with it. I wonder if my
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is it's tied. Anytime, even in our uplifting of ourselves, it's still tied to some depression or something with America in the way from stopping us from being who we're capable of truly being. And and it's for me, this is my personal belief. This is not even an opinion. This is my personal belief that black is at the root of it. That's my personal belief that black, acknowledging ourselves as something that we can't really hold at a legal legal precedence with legal presidents and say, because we say why we don't have black banks, why we don't have this, but you see other individuals who have nationalities have all the things that we talk about we want. You know,
know,
and that's it. We got to go and pick up on this tomorrow, man. So
you not tomorrow, Monday, but I want to
I
close
mean
with
Monday.
this, man. You know, for you to see that and to think that, and I think you got to do a little more research because why we don't have this that we do have, and how many powerful black people we do have, and how many things is in position, and how many things, and how many people right now trying to do government and everything else. It's bigger than you think, bro. It's bigger than the thing. Now, what you got to start doing is getting with organizations that's doing and making those moves, bro. And then you're gonna understand. And even the only organization that you're dealing with, bro, what level are they on? They on tier one, tier two? Well, how far are they? Do they get this out to the people? How is they doing? Because I know a lot of brothers that got organizations that's making a lot of things happen with masses of people, bro, and bringing a reality to them. And I think it's the approach of how to approach the people. And then we got to remember the mentality of masses of people that we are approaching. And the masses of people that we are approaching in our culture, bro, is the gospel people, bro. Is the gospel people. And when you bring a different language to that masses of people, because I don't care how you look at it, that's the masses of people, and that's the masses of people that we need to get to. And if you ain't coming to them in the right language and the right approach, bro, they ain't never gonna hear you out, in my opinion.
All right. So let them know that them getting their identity is Christ coming to save them. That's for them accepting their identity is accepting Christ as their savior, and they can be saved by relinquishing the sin of being black, then, if that's the case. Because
All right,
at the end of the day,
yo.
and I'm saying that because there's so many bad stipulations tied to it. We got success
Bro,
stories.
there's stipulations tied to every block on the planet, everywhere we come from, bro. You understand? You still say you from Patterson 17th Ave. Look at all the stuff that's tied to it. You ain't gonna not claim it. You doing a documentary. I'm from 17th Ave, Patterson. That's got a lot of stipulation and ties to it, bro. So when we disconnect with things that
And,
connect us,
and,
when we disconnect us with things, we also disconnect from a masses of situations, bro. And
and,
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 and if you're gonna
and
link
this
them
is when I
together,
want to be clear that I am disconnecting from things, not people. Things. You can disconnect from a thing and not disconnect from a people.
if you
The
approach
the
it
the
right,
the the, the, the black is what? It's not even a thing. It's not even a thing. It's just something that people have got so emotionally connected to where they're
you know
willing
what
to
black
fight
is
to
to
hold on
me.
to it.
You know what black is to
What
me.
is it to you?
It's the energy. It's a spiritual energy of our culture. That's what it is to me. and,
Okay,
and and you can feel that and you can connect with that person. You can feel his pain, you can connect with him and everything. That's what it is to me, and I'm gonna leave it
okay.
as that. That's
All
what
right.
black
So
is to
and
me.
we're gonna leave with that basically saying that okay, we as a culture are the only people who get on air, who whenever they have a public uh, arena, talk about how they're being treated wrong, how things are not being equally when it comes to them. We are no, there's very few people in this country. I'm not talking about around the world right now
All right
because
then. Okay.
we listen. Right now, we got to get us straight because we're so busy. That's part of the problem. We're so busy trying to help everybody else, but we won't help each other. So at the end of the day, let's help
I know
ourselves.
you lying.
Let's help ourselves and be able to just say, look, let's be realistic. Let's remove the emotional tie to being black and say, okay,
There you go
what?
with this black thing, bro.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
like, like, let's put that aside.
okay.
Let's be in unison with a unified spirit, a unified spirituality with each other. And
So,
because it's black, it's not identifying us to a person, a thing, a situation, oppression, or nothing.
but
It's just
that's
it,
your opinion.
it's identifying us spiritually, bro.
That's your opinion because
Spiritually, bro.
at the end of the day,
I ain't talking about how
no,
they use it. I'm talking about how we using it, how we
no.
seeing it, bro.
At the end of the day, when you look at the conditions around us, it doesn't support what you're saying.
Why
This is
don't?
what I'm saying. What
Why don't?
when if we were all in one spirit, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. It
See,
wouldn't
you
be. It would,
misunderstood the whole thing. I
but
ain't
you
saying
said
one,
being
bro.
unified, that you see black as a
I
spirit.
see exactly, and you don't see that spirituality out. You can't feel that spirituality with your brothers and sisters all the way around the world out. Just because you engaging in something individually, you don't feel that spirituality out. You telling me that you can't feel that? Then you out of touch with your people.
No, no.
Then you out of
See,
touch, bro.
see, this is the
You out of
thing.
touch, bro.
I don't, I feel the spirituality with my Moroccan people that are acknowledging themselves as black because they don't know. That's what I feel the
All
spirituality
right,
is.
man. All right, bro.
My Moroccan people who
My Moroccan
eventually
brother.
gonna want more than being black, because black is not enough for us. Black is not giving us enough. It's not giving us enough. So we deserve more. Black is not enough. And I leave with that. Until next time, to next Monday, thank you guys for watching.
Oh,
Come next Monday
you
to Live at 5.
we had an earthquake up here, bro.
Yeah, I heard, brother. I
Shook
heard.
the buildings, man. Shook everything.
I heard.
Something to ponder over. We'll get into that next week.
All right.
All right, shalom
Until
alaikum, brother.
then, I wish you all, I wish everyone in their families love,
Peace
peace, and happiness.
and be safe this weekend,
No
black
doubt.
people. Assalamu alaikum.
You're more than that.